As you can tell by the title, we have been lying to you. And you've probably been lying too.
We are not actually twins. You are seeing double.
Just kidding. That's not what we're talking about. And we're not talking about lies in the sense of like deceit and like trickery. But we're going to talk specifically today about the lies that we tell ourselves, the narratives, the false narratives we buy into, the false narratives we tell others, and just kind of dive into that and talk about how important honesty is, and how honesty and kindness go hand in hand.
Absolutely. We can't truly be kind to ourselves if we're not honest with ourselves and honest about how we're feeling, where we're at, where we're going. We can't be kind to ourselves if we don't be honest.
So to further explain this topic we're talking about narratives and lies, we'll do a little exercise, okay? I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna respond.
Mm-hmm.
You at home, Liz is gonna respond too. First thing that pops to your mind, don't think about it. Ready? How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
And we say, how often do we say that? How many times a day does someone ask us how we're doing, and we just say, good,
Yeah.
and leave it at that?
And no, today I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
But our emotions are so much more complex than just good. How are you?
Yeah.
So much deeper than that.
Yeah.
And we're lying to others and to ourselves when we just rattle off that quick answer and keep going.
Yeah. Now, not to say that interaction was bad.
No.
That interaction is a perfectly normal, perfectly polite, I would say, considerate response. That's a perfectly normal, like, we're not saying that, like, every time someone asks you, hey, how you doing, you have to, like, unload on them and, like, tell them everything about your life and everything about your day. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
That is just kind of like manners, and that's being nice and courteous and kind.
But it is important to not, I was going to say not use manners with yourself. But you have to be kind to yourself. It is important to not let that courtesy and that instinctual interaction trick your brain or your mind into thinking that that's always the truth.
Yeah. Or suppressing what you're really feeling.
That was a really long way to get to a really simple answer.
I got it, though.
It is really important that we are at least honest with ourselves. We tend to, fire off that answer of, good, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
And we believe it. Do we believe it though? Or do we say it without even hearing it?
Yeah.
Are we really good? If we are, that's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Celebrate that. When you're having a good day, you're feeling great, celebrate the hell out of that.
Yeah.
But when you're not doing okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
And when, good, how are you? Is it your truth? That's okay.
Yeah. So next we're going to talk a little bit about the narratives that we tell ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. So the narratives that we tell others, oh, I'm good, I'm doing great. Even, not to like get off track here, but personal example, we're in college right now, and everyone is asking, how has your first month been? Because it's been a month since we've been here. Isn't that crazy? Everyone's been asking, how's it going? How's it been? And I always say, so far so good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's great. Classes are good. Food's pretty good. Sleeping good. that's not really true, if I'm being honest. It's been really, really hard.
It's a lot more complex than so far so good.
Absolutely. And I say that because for the most part, it's all right. You know, I'm liking my classes. I feel myself adjusting. But so far so good is not the true. Like, it's not entirely true. And if I were being more honest, it would take a lot more time to go into the complexity, like you were saying, how complex it is. It would take a lot more time to go into the complexity of how I'm feeling than it would be to say so far so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and we tend to tell ourselves things that aren't true all the time. One of them being, like, the example of anxiety. You know, our anxious thoughts lie to us sometimes.
Absolutely. They're normally never true.
How many times have you been, like, dreading a situation and, like, thought the worst case scenario was going to happen, thinking about the worst possible outcome, you know, like, just really, really afraid of something, and then you do it and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad.
Or even that was good.
That was nothing what I thought it would be. That was so much easier than I thought. That has happened so many times. Sometimes it is really hard. Sometimes the worst case scenario does happen. But you got through it. And it, you know, the worst case scenario is not always going to happen. So learning to recognize when you're telling yourself a narrative that might not be true, specifically negative narratives, that can go into, like, the narratives we tell ourselves too.
Yeah. The narrative of I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
I can't do this. How many times have you said that?
Oh my God. If I had a penny for every time I said that, I'd have $1 probably.
Free tuition.
Yeah, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not all of those lies that we tell ourselves. And it's a variety of things. It's anxiety. It's sometimes the comparison games we play.
Absolutely.
You know? Society lies to us all the time when they say there's only one way to look, or there's only one way to be, or to do things, or to be successful, or to be happy, or, you know, it's usually most of the time, people, like, trying to sell you stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, you need this to be beautiful.
You need this to be happy.
Yeah. You need this to be
skinny. You need this to
be healthy.
be smart, you know?
Right.
All of these things that we're told, you know, we need to have this to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
And most of the time that's not true.
Yeah. So
now we're going to an ad from our sponsors. Kidding.
And now a word from our sponsors. If anybody wants to sponsor us,
We don't have any sponsors.
we don't have any
yet,
sponsors. But if anybody wants to, we're open to the possibility.
Hosting us here. Staples? School supplies?
You're asking Staples to sponsor us?
If they want.
Alright.
I won't deny Staples.
Okay.
Staples calls you tomorrow. We want to sponsor you. I realize Staples sounds like that.
Is this a true narrative or a false narrative we're telling ourselves here?
But we invite you today, circling back to our topic, we invite you today to pay really close attention to your thoughts, your feelings, and what you're telling yourself today.
Yeah. Ask yourself, do I know this to be true? Not in, like, I don't want you to get, like, in a thought spiral of, like, nothing is real, nothing is true. Don't do that. Yeah. But say when you have, like, an anxious thought, question that.
Yeah.
You know? You don't
or if
have
you're
to.
thinking, you know, I can't do this. You know, replace that with maybe I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah. it's so helpful too to be able to be honest about what you're feeling with other people. I'm so lucky to have Liz and my family as like a support system, to be like, this honestly is how I'm feeling, and they talk to me and I feel better.
Yeah.
Or I just unload on them, sorry guys, and then I feel better. So if you can find someone that you trust with your feelings and your emotions, that's amazing. If not, a journal works really well too. If you can get in a place where you can be by yourself, maybe outside somewhere, and just like talk to yourself, you're gonna look like a crazy person, but who cares? I like to do this. I like to just sit outside and just like rant as if I'm ranting to someone else about what I'm feeling, and I just dig into all the emotions and feelings. Then I feel much better.
Yeah.
So
When we're saying this, you can't let it go until you let it out.
let it out, let it go. That's another point I was thinking about. Thank you. We college has been emotional, and what we've been doing is we are allowing ourselves like allotted times to feel an emotion. So like but just like blocking out like however long you need, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever, to just feel the emotion to the max and then work on letting it go. Allowing yourself that time to feel that emotion and not push it to the back burner. Be really honest with yourself for an hour and then let it go. Just cry for an hour and then get in the shower and go for a walk is what we've been doing. And it helps.
It really, really does. That those little things, those little acts of kindness towards yourself do amazing, huge things.
Yeah.
It really, really helps. And that way we can be kinder to other people. You know, when we're not feeling 100%, when we bottle up all those negative emotions, sometimes those can be unleashed on other people. You know, in the form of anger, irritability, and that can hurt other people. And so, really, looking inward, taking that time to be kind to ourselves, will really, really help us when we want to be kind to other people.
Our good news story, I just thought this was sweet. There was a couple in Florida who did this cute little thing where they put out, they call it their door of kindness. They put out little sticky notes and pens and paper and stuff and had people leave little messages on their door to spread kindness throughout their community.
That's so cute. And the door was covered, like, by the end of the day.
I'll try and post a picture.
It was full of advice, compliments, you know, just something funny, something sweet, really, really cute and heartfelt messages. And how beautiful is that all these different people came together?
Just to leave little messages.
Yeah.
One of them says, "Today may be hard, but you've got this." And some are from little kids. So cute. This one says, "Stay safe and positive. You've got this. You will not be judged by the way that you are." The door of kindness.
That's so cute.
How cute is that? They've received over 40 messages.
So this is your sign today to metaphorically make your own door of kindness.
Love that.
You know, maybe it's just a couple affirmations you say every day. You know, maybe if it's just, you know, saying to yourself, you got this.
Yeah.
You know, because what's so great about their door of kindness is that not only did everyone spread kindness and leave it for them, but then every single person that passed by that door got kindness. And I think that's so cute.
I love it. So make your door of kindness. Don't lie. And
Have a great week.
Yeah.
We'll see you back here real soon.